It's been a while. I'm not gonna lie. Since I broke my camera, I just got out the shower, by the way. That's why I'm washing. Well, I'm gonna put a hair mask in. Since I broke my camera, I just really haven't fancied picking it up because I just think, oh, the quality is gonna be rubbish, and then I just kind of got out of the habit of filming. So this is my first video in like 3 weeks, and I probably wasn't even gonna post one until my friends, when I saw them the other day, were like, there better be a video on Sunday. So this is for you guys. Yes, I thought this could be like a kind of like get ready for bed with me, even though it is still quite early, but I find if I don't prioritize this, then I just don't do it, especially when there's other chores that need doing. So this is one I got the other day, because basically my hair, I'm growing my hair and I really should get it cut, but it's just never been this long and I'm really enjoying it. So I didn't want to cut it, but it did look a bit straggly, a bit dry. So I thought we'll do a hair mask to kind of bide the time before I have to get it cut again. Oh, it smells very coconutty. So anyway, maybe a catch up is needed. Oh. How much is too much? I'm going to do an intense treatment, so I'm going to leave it on for 20 minutes. But what have I done? I've had such a social weekend, which is really not like me. I love my alone time, I love time with Al, and I love seeing my friends, that's the thing. But usually all the plans don't fall on one weekend. I saw friends on Friday for pizza, and then on Saturday morning it was my niece's first birthday party, so I went over really early, even though I went out on Friday. Although I didn't stay out too late, but I was so tired. I got the train over early to help my sister with childcare while she was preparing all the food and stuff. And then we had my niece's first birthday, and it was so cute, just like a small family party. And then in the evening I had to race back over because it was my friend Jessie's birthday. But yeah, I'm knackered, I'm so tired. I got up at 7:30 this morning just because, like, when I've been drinking I naturally just wake up so early. I had a bowl of Weetabix and then I was like falling asleep into my Weetabix, and I went back to bed, woke up at midday. Me and Al went to the cinema today to see Obsession, and can I just say, cinema etiquette, dead. It's gone. It's really annoying because, like, me and Al love going to the movies, we love a recliner experience, but I don't think we've seen a film in the past year that hasn't had like major disruption, like people talking, literally like fully volume talking like this to each other in a room of like 100 other people, going on their phones, going on TikTok. The one we were in today, the guys behind us, they were like taking photos and stuff. I have actually told someone in cinema to be quiet before, which is a scary experience. But there was like 8 of these young guys today, and I was like, it's really just not worth the headache, is it? And then if you go and get someone, then it's so obvious you're the one who like ratted. So I didn't want to do that either. But I just meant I really didn't enjoy the film as much as I thought I would, because it was basically wasn't concentrating. But yeah, the time that I did do it, I did say something. It was Evil Dead Rise, and Al had been really excited and really looking forward to this film for ages. And we got there and there's like a row of like 7 people. It's always like these massive groups, and they're talking throughout the entire thing, and it's so loud and so obnoxious, and like it was totally just taking us out of the experience. And I could see Al was so annoyed, but like, you know, he's a shy boy, he's not going to say anything. And so I, because it was Al, got protective, turned around and was like, can you be quiet please? And then they laughed at me. And they were a bit quieter after that, but I think I did actually shush them at one point as well. Sorry not to be a Karen, but it just really pisses me off in the cinema. And then just kind of watched the film, the rest of the film, like in complete like heart palpitations, anxiety, because, you know, the rush of what had just happened. And then when we went out of the cinema, they were in the foyer and they like started laughing to each other. And then at that point I burst into tears, because it took me right back to school when like you would say something and like the popular kids would like laugh and in front of everyone will be laughing. I'm very happy for someone else to do the shushing, but no one did the shushing today, so we just watched the film with people talking. Anyway, long story long. I feel like I really do myself dirty with these videos, like no bra, no makeup, hair slicked back like Draco Malfoy. It's been so hot in Manchester. It's literally been, well, it's been the whole UK, heat wave, 30 something degrees, like high 20s for the entire week, and let me just tell you, I have been sweating. My fellow sertraline girlies will know, but I'm literally like anti-socially dripping. I'm talking to people and I can see they're looking at the beads of sweat on my forehead, and it's like, I feel so pretty. But I've been loving the sun. It's a wonder what it does for depression, the sun, because I just feel way more positive about life. Kind of like my old way of thinking where I felt like motivated and stuff for the day, for life. In saying that, I've been reflecting a lot lately on like, I always wanted to be like a career person like growing up. Always wanted like a cool job in journalism or marketing and magazine, and like I'd grown up watching my mum, who was like so dedicated, like such good work ethic. And it's really difficult because it's like, is that actually what I want? Or is it just something that we're told that we should want? And really there's just more to life than a career. Like obviously there is, but I guess it's about balance. And it's like, obviously we have to go to work, so you may as well do something you enjoy. But I think I'm getting much better at just not going, I don't want to say above and beyond, because that sounds like I'm not putting in effort. I mean, I'm putting in a normal amount of effort and then not putting so much more effort, like logging on in my spare time after work. Like I'm keeping it 9 to 5, because ultimately everyone is kind of replaceable, and sometimes just doing extra doesn't get you ahead, it just burns you out and you have less time to do things you actually enjoy. And I don't work somewhere where like if you put some more work in or deliver some like cool projects, they're gonna up your salary. Like it's just not realistic. So I'm kind of like, maybe I'll just do what I'm paid to do and then enjoy my time outside of work. So I feel like I've been doing that a lot more. I've been writing on Substack much more consistently. I recently wrote about my kind of like career dilemma. I wrote about how I sold £1,000 worth of clothes on Vinted last year, which I think I'm going to make a video on anyway. But I will link my Substack in the description. I've been really enjoying that. I just feel like it keeps the habit up of writing, and even if I don't feel motivated all the time, it's kind of like a low pressure situation. It doesn't need to be like the next Pulitzer Prize winner, like 5 people are reading it. But no, I'm enjoying that. In terms of writing my book, it is so hard. Like it is so difficult. I feel like I wish you could just pitch an idea to someone and a publisher or an agent would be like, yes, love it, write it. Here's £50,000 to live on for the next 2 years, in a year and a half. And then I just write it, because it's writing it like after work when you've got like maybe a couple hours. Obviously I write 2 lunchtimes a week on the book as well with my friend Jazz, but there's really only so much time you can do when you're writing a book, and like you're actually only doing it for a handful of hours a week, especially because like the first one is so complex and so daunting. Like it's the hardest thing I've ever done is writing this book. Anyway, what else? Oh, me and Al are trying to get a dog, but I'll tell you what, like the process of rescuing a dog, difficult. I really thought they were like giving these dogs away, and I don't mean to just anyone, but I mean like there was like an abundance of dogs that needed homes, which I'm sure is true, but I feel like it's as competitive as when me and Al were like looking for a flat. Like as soon as a dog comes on the website, I'll apply, and it's like already taken off the website, like someone's got him or her. They also don't, because they're often like volunteer led, or there's just like not many staff, they can't tell you like why you weren't picked. Maybe you just didn't get your application in fast enough, maybe there's something like that's just a non-starter in your application, but we don't know that because they don't have the time to tell us. So all we're getting is like basically nowhere. I know you're meant to like adopt and not shop, but it's making it really difficult because, but I don't think it's necessarily like we're unsuitable owners, because like on a few rejection emails I've they're like, oh, please apply again. But yeah, I don't know, maybe that's just all with me. I really want a dog. I really just want like a little pet to love. And also just to get me out and about. Like I want to be walking with my little sidekick. I feel like maybe this video is a bit boring, but I just needed to post. I just needed to get back in the routine of doing it. So here I am. Hair mask and all. I don't think I've got anything else to say. I can't afford a new camera right now, so we're just gonna have to deal with the crack in the lens. And we'll see what Black Friday brings in November. Happy Sunday, have a lovely rest of your week.